Okay, I'm going to assume that you know how to manipulate variables, the same variables that have exponents that are divided. If you're dividing the same variable, that means that you can add or subtract from the variable's exponent. So that's the problem. The fourth power of 5x to the eighth power y to the third power over 27 times x squared. You want to separate the numbers from the variables and you want to isolate each variable. So you have the fourth power of 5 over 27 times x to the eighth power over x squared times y cubed. Next, you have the fourth power of, now you want to express your number in exponent form. So you got 5 over 3 cubed times, now you want to bring everything out from the denominator that you can, because that's what radicalized means. It means you don't want anything in the denominator in your answer that has a radical in it. Right now, everything in the denominator here is radicalized because it's under the radical. So x to the 8 over x squared is x to the 8 minus 2 times y cubed. There's nothing you can do with y cubed, so it's just going to stay that way. Next, you have the fourth root of 5 over 3 cubed. Now you want to turn the cubed to the fourth power because that's the way you're going to get it out of from under the radical. So how can you make 3 to the third power into 3 to the fourth power? By multiplying 3 to the numerator and 3 to the denominator, because that's just like multiplying 1. So you got 5 times 3 in the top, and then 3 to the third power times 3 in the bottom. But just like with your variable, you can do the same thing. So, and then of course here you got x to the 8 minus 2 becomes x to the 6, right? And then times y cubed. So next you have 5 times 3 is 15 on the top. And then on the bottom you have 3 to the 3 plus 1 because you're multiplying, even though you're in the denominator, they're both in the denominator. So that's 3 to the third times 3 to the 1, or 3 to the 3 plus 1. Okay? Then you got that times, now, why did I do x to the 6 and change that to the x to the 4 plus 2? Because you want everything in terms of the fourth power or multiple of 4, because that makes it easy to take it out from under the fourth root. So next you have the fourth root, 15 over 3 to the fourth power times x to the fourth power times x squared times y cubed. Okay, now you got that from over there, because if you're adding exponents, that means you're multiplying when you get to the variable. So x to the 4 times x to the 2 equals, now you will want to, now that you have everything in terms of the fourth power that you can do, you pull them out. So on the top, you can't pull out 15, so you just pull out basically 1, because 1 to any power is always 1. So you got 1 on the top, you pull out the 3 to the fourth, but it's in the denominator, so it stays in the denominator. But when you pull out 3 to the fourth from under the fourth root, you get 3, because they kind of cancel each other out when you pull it out, right? Times, you got to pull out the x to the fourth, so when you pull it out, you get x to the 1, because it's to the fourth power under the fourth radical. X squared, you can't do anything with it because it's less than 4, so it's going to stay under the radical, and same with y cubed. It's under the radical. So you get x over 3 times the fourth root of 15x squared y cubed.